Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about TLAs. I should explain first of all that as a consultant, I love TLAs. I mean, all consultants love TLAs. The reason being, apart from the fact that they're quite fun to use, they're also complex, and the more jargon we can add, the better. You see, we're paid by the hour, so it makes sense that if we make things complicated, it takes us longer to explain them to you, so you don't know what they are. So what are TLAs? Well, some of you know, I'm sure. TLA is simply a three-letter acronym. It's sort of ironic, really, because a TLA is a TLA. And we've got loads of them, believe me. I mean, there's CEM, CRM, CPR, CPC, SLA, DAM, SEO, MCM, WTF. Oh, no, sorry, that's not a marketing acronym. And sometimes it's used by confused marketers, I guess, but it's not strictly ours. And there's one I'd really like to talk to you about today, which is called the USP. Now, most people have heard of the acronym USP, even outside of marketing, although not everybody knows what it stands for. Now, the USP was invented by a guy called Rosser Reeves, chairman of Ted Bates' advertising agency in the 1960s. You can see he looks like he stepped straight off the set of Mad Men. No coincidence, I'm sure. The stylists on that show probably referred to pictures like this to see how they should dress and style their stars. But anyway, I digress. He simply stated that for any product or service, you had to find a unique proposition that mattered to existing or to your prospective customers. This would help sell the product or service, obviously. The theory is really simple. Find something that's very unique, that your customer really values, that will convince them to buy your product, and they'll buy your product or service, of course. He even suggested where such a proposition could be found. So he didn't just give you the phrase, but he also said that basically a USP is derived from two principal sources: psychology or association, most likely derived from the brand values of the product or the organization concerned, and what we would call features and benefits, but what he called product attributes. He said basically if you can find the right things, you can create a USP and convince more people to buy your product. Of course, all those years ago in the 1960s, having a unique selling point was something you could exploit for a considerable amount of time, because you probably had 18 months to 3 years march on your competitors. But the real problem is, in the 21st century, it's harder and harder for providers, manufacturers, suppliers of products and services to find something that truly differentiates them in ways that their customers truly value, and which will make a difference to the success or failure of their product, their organization, their company. So what they do is find things that differentiate them in ways that customers don't really value. You're the only one with a blue logo. Your service engineers drive grey vans. You happen to offer same-day X or Y. By latching on to these things that don't really make a great deal of difference to the customer, they actually are finding something that's unique, but they're not finding something that sells, the middle letter of the acronym. It's no use having a unique proposition. What you have to have is a unique proposition that sells. Can't find one? Look for points that don't actually make you unique, but that do in some ways differentiate you from what everybody else is offering. That way you can come up with something that actually sells. Because quite frankly, if it's not unique, it doesn't matter. The really active word is the second letter, selling. So in short, remember, USP really is a TLA.